This is my 1990 Nissan Silvia. It's only got about 8,000 miles and it's one of the cleanest S13s I've ever seen. And today, I'm gonna ruin it. See, most car collectors would never think about modifying a car this clean and original, but I'm not like most car collectors. See, I wanna build this car from Initial D. So to do that, I gotta make a few modifications. I got some wheels, exhaust, suspension, and a few other little bits so I can finally build my dream S13. My name's Jimmy, welcome to Donut.
If you don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy, and I'm a huge fan of Japanese automotive culture. My love for 90s Japanese cars began when I saw a little anime that you might have heard of, and then I discovered Option Video, Hot Version, and Best Motoring. Seeing these iconic cars fly down the circuit sparked something in me. And now, I get to finally build my very own period-correct street car.
All right, so we got the car up on the lift. So you might realize we're not at Donut today. We're over here at Pro Shop Noble in Riverside.
Kyle Renaro is the founder of Pro Shop Noble and has been in the industry for over 20 years. Some of his builds have been featured in multiple publications and now dedicates his time to building sick cars. Kind of like this Silvia. And he's also building one of my Miatas as well.
He is my mentor, so I'm ready to learn. And we're gonna start with one of the most important and stinkiest parts of the car, the diff. Now look, I've had my fair share of welded diffs. They're great, they work. But for something this clean, I wanna have something a little bit more precise. I don't want my girlfriend asking, what's that chirping noise every time we pull into Starbucks? So we got a pretty nice diff.
This is a Cause 1.5-way limited slip differential.
But first we gotta get the old dusty, crusty, open differential out of this car. The first bolt being loosened. And it's not rusty either. So this car's got an open diff, which is what we don't want. Basically, that means that power is only getting transferred to one wheel at any given time. See? We don't want that. For spirited driving, we want to have full control of the car. So we want to get this 1.5 LSD in there. So we're marking our output shaft so that we know where all our bolts lined up. This is because we want it to stay balanced. If we put it back together incorrectly, it might become unbalanced, and that's something we don't want at all.
Oof. That's nasty, stinky.
Definitely time for a new differential.
You want my help?
I got this. I got strong arms. Yeah, I need your help, Kyle. There we go. Yeah, it's good to have a strong friend. Always have a strong friend. We're taking off the last bolt. I'm holding the diff pretty firmly. Once Kyle finishes loosening this up, she's ready to come out. There we go. Okay, so diff is out of the car. Now we're just gonna pop the cover off. Woo!
Luckily, everything looks okay.
Yeah.
So that makes it a good candidate for the new limit slip to go into.
That sounds all good, but we can't really do any of that here, right?
No, unfortunately, we can't.
We gotta send it to some guy, to the diff wizard himself, so that he can take our 1.5-way, pop it in this guy safely. All right. There's our new diff.
This is a Cause 1.5-way limited slip differential that I overnighted from Japan. And after doing hours of research on Silvia, I really hope it fits because this thing, it was a little expensive.
This will help put power down to both wheels and give the car a much more stable and consistent driving characteristic. When it comes to old Japanese sports cars, I like to believe that balance is key and can go a long way in making a car fast and enjoyable.
So while we wait for the diff wizard to get this sucker in there, let's focus on something that we can do here, which is putting the suspension in. Taking out the wheel. There we go. There we go. Let's do the front. The sound of taking off wheels. Probably one of my favorite sounds. All right, so while my cousin Timmy is working on that, let me tell you about my favorite thing. Business. But not just any business, Shopify business. If you've always wanted to run your own paperclip repair store or dirt recycling plant, or sell your own stuff, then you needed the best commerce platform, Shopify. Just ask Tim and Brent. They use Shopify to run Donut's merch store seamlessly. Isn't that right, guys?
Yeah, you know, a lot goes into making unique merch for Donut.
Like our first ever donut necklace.
And it was a lot of effort.
A lot. But Shopify makes getting it out to you effortless.
Interesting. Is that because Shopify is a simple store editor, easy to use marketing tools, and intuitive analytics that help with getting our merch to our audience easier?
Yeah, it is.
Incredible. So what have we learned today?
This is you running your business without Shopify.
And this is you running your business with Shopify.
Got it? To start your free trial and launch the business you've always wanted, check out shopify.com/donut or just click the link below. Now boys, back to business. Now we can finally start installing our suspension. We got a ton of cool items from Apexi. They sent these over. I've been really wanting to try them out. We've got our Apexi N1 coilovers, and then we also got these suspension arms. These are from Apexi's new EXV line, which I'm really excited to see what they're about. These are an all steel design. They are powder coated and they use a rubber boot on the Heim joint, which I really don't see too much in an aftermarket application. It's almost like these were designed on a race car, but they were made for a street car use. I feel like they're gonna change this car dramatically, but that's what we want. All right, I'm super excited to put all these parts on and get the fitment dialed in, so let's get started. All right.
Whoa, hold on. Jim.
What?
One more thing before we get to put those coilovers in. We need to do a fender rolling. So that way we make room for your fancy wheels and tires.
Got it. All right, I'll put it back in the box. We have to worry about one thing, the paint cracking.
That's why we're gonna warm them up, get them nice and toasty, take our time.
All right, I'll do the temp check. What's our number we're looking for?
Probably 120,
Okay.
150.
I'm hot right now. I'm starting to feel it.
Oh my God.
116. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. I feel good about him doing it. Look at him, he's an artist. He knows what he's doing. We finished up the front, major success, but now we're at the rear. Oh, you're really bending it this time. So while Kyle finishes up fender rolling on our last corner, I'm gonna start taking apart some of our trunk panels so we can access some of the suspension stuff. Oh, hey little guy, how you doing? This is Sil, he's cool, he's my little friend. Zach Joe bought me this before I actually bought this car, and Sil's basically the reason that I now own this car. Oh, take out all this carpet. What? I was very worried about taking out any sort of interior panels, and we didn't crack any of them. None of the little clips broke. I was very worried about that because finding Nissan OEM clips from 1990 are kind of impossible. I'm glad that all went well. It's time to get to work. Nice. There you go. All right, Kyle, so we gotta do something that I have not been looking forward to, and that's we gotta hammer this lip down, right? So we can clear our wheels.
We need to hammer this pinch weld that's right above the tires, the tire over towards the dampener, because if we leave it, this is more than likely will cut into the tire.
Have a drink.
It's time to get serious. Ah! Woo!
Give me that hammer. Give me that hammer. You good?
I did all the heavy lifting. Kyle just came in and freshened it up. He put his own signature on it. Gotta paint over the factory paint. See what it is. That's good. Yeah. I'm not ruining my car. I'm making it better.
How's that better?
What'd you just say?
Huh? Great job.
Thank you. There we go. Woo! Nice.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, oh.
Just ratchet it.
Just me working hard. It's finger loose. There we go, that's out. We got our rear traction, toe, and upper control arm out. It's time to get our new control arms in. Now we can start putting in the new stuff. Thankfully, Kyle, while I was smacking that fender, he was helping me and put in the new traction arm so we can get the new toe arm in and the new upper control arm in. I'm just getting everything finger tight in here right now. All the arms are in, time to drop the coilover in, and then we're finished up. Oh, come on, I don't want to scratch it. Almost with it. Woo! You want to put the nuts in on the top?
Holy cow.
Come on.
It's easier for me to do my job if he doesn't let go.
I let go. Damn. So I was working hard on the rear end and Kyle was working his magic up here at the front. We got the front coilover in, we got our front tension rod in, and we got our front S14 tie rods in. So we're looking pretty good. I'd say we call it a night, come back tomorrow and finish this car up. So last night, Kyle gave me a call. Diff didn't fit. So I had to make the extremely difficult decision and weld the differential. I don't want my girlfriend asking, what's that chirping noise every time we pull into Starbucks? Nissan, why do you have to have 5 different differentials for one car? Chirp, chirp, chirp. Every time I go to get boba now, everyone's gonna think something's wrong with my car. I didn't want to do it. Chirp, 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 chirp. Why? Why? The numbers, Kyle! What do they mean? What do the numbers mean? All right, stuff happens, parts don't fit. It's part of the process.
Yeah, it's just nature of the beast. Jim made the decision last night to just keep moving and keep the momentum moving forward. We welded the diff.
So I think we continue on with our work today and get the wheels on there. So with our suspension all bolted up, it's time for one of my favorite parts when it comes to modifying cars, the wheels. Now, I'm what you would call a fine purveyor of wheels. I've got over 50 wheels in my collection. I'm a little crazy about them. So I went to great lengths to find the perfect wheel for this car.
Nismo LMGT2s.
There's something so cool about these wheels. You got the 5-spoke, you got the white faces, you got the chromed out barrels. I am so excited to throw them on. All right, so let's take a minute to talk about why our Nismo LMGTs are so iconic. Back in the mid-90s, motorsports were going crazy in Japan. The JGTC, or Japanese Grand Touring Championship, was in full swing. Factory race teams like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan were building some of the most iconic race cars of all time. Now, there was one thing that most of these race teams had in common, and that was that they were running Volk wheels, kind of like this one. Now, Volk Rays is one of Japan's premier wheel brands that has been making wheels for over 50 years. And during the 90s, they were making some of the coolest wheels around. So when Nissan's motorsports division, Nismo, approached them in 1995 to make a wheel for their new project car, the Nismo R33 400R, the two companies came together to make one of the coolest wheel designs of all time. A 5-spoke wheel referred to as the LMGT. And in 1996, the LMGT1 and LMGT2 designs premiered in that year's Nismo catalog. The LMGT1 was offered as a 3-piece, 5-lug, 18-inch wheel, which is now referred to as the 400R spec, and now sell for around $20,000. You could buy like 4 good Miatas for that price. The more affordable spec, the LMGT2, was offered as a 2-piece wheel in a 17-inch style and was available in a 5-lug and a 4-lug pattern. These bad boys set me back about $5,000. It's a lot of money, but they're the right wheel for this car. But I think I do need to clean them up a little bit first. Welcome to Jimmy's Wheel Cleaning Corner. That's crazy. Nismo sticker. All right, that looks pretty sick. So to complete our LMGTs, we're missing one crucial thing, and that's our center caps. The original center caps that come on these usually are pretty brittle. They're made from plastic. So I hit up my boy over at Parts Collective. These are billet aluminum replacements. This is a nice piece. This is a bit of bling that I like. So we're gonna pop it in and then get the wheels on. but I think they're not gonna pop in as easy as I want. And then we do a little prayer that nothing's gonna scratch or dent, and then that didn't work. How many guys does it take to get a center cap in?
Want me to give it a shot?
Yeah. There we go.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's tight.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere. All right, we gotta do 3 more. There we go.
Beautiful.
Yo!
Oh, let's go!
Dang, these look sick. All right, before I get these on, I just wanna say thank you guys so much for supporting us. It really means a lot to me. I'm so excited you guys can be here to watch this process unfold. It's been a dream of mine to build the perfect S chassis for a long time, and to have you guys here witness this with me, it makes me really happy. So never discount yourself, always believe in your dreams, chase them to the fullest extent. You can make them happen. Now watch me throw this wheel on.
That's nice. Dude, look at that fit. It's like right there.
Yeah. I can't wait to see this thing on the ground. I mean, all this clearance we got up here, I think the fitment is gonna be just right. Bring her down. Oh! Looks like it'll clear super well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh. This thing is very low. This is really cool.
I really think this setup is going to be a really nice balance between drivability and looks.
This setup is perfect. I really don't think I should share the wheel specs with you guys. Just kidding. Up at the front, we got 17x8 plus 22 with a 215/45 tire. And in the back, we got 17x9 plus 24 on a 245/40 tire. There you go, there's the specs. Now you can take the numbers and get this fitment like I have. Wheels are looking good, suspension's looking good. Now we just need a good exhaust under it. Oh, this looks nice. Oh, dang. These are some nice shiny metal tubes if I've ever seen any. This Apexi exhaust has something that I've always had on my automotive bucket list to have on a car. So I'm really excited to throw it on. I don't think it's gonna be too loud either, which is really nice. It'll be nice and mild. That's a nice muffler tip.
Holy cow.
But before we get this on the car, I think we need to fire it up with no exhaust. You know, for a 90 horsepower engine, sounds pretty good. But let's get that exhaust on there. Huh?
It's not going to work.
Really?
It's the exhaust opening is too small.
Uh-oh. Just as we were feeling good about today, we hit a pretty big snag with our exhaust. Our stock exhaust only has a 2-inch wide diameter, and this has a 3-inch wide. This is probably something I could have done a little bit more research on, but I thought that it was adaptable. So we gotta make some phone calls and make it work out. Hey, Mom. Yeah, it won't fit. It's a 2-inch diameter and the pipe's 3 inches. I know. I'm bummed about it too, but you know, it's cars. What are we having for dinner tonight? Diff didn't fit. The exhaust didn't fit. 2-inch versus 3-inch pipe, what's the difference? Catalytic converter, catalytic converter. Man, I wonder what Mom's making for dinner tonight.
The new flange will just go over it and then just weld it. We'll set everything up, make sure it's right, angle. I'll trim this heat shield here.
All right, we have a plan of attack. Let's mount it just for now.
But we need to put on the hangers.
So we got some new exhaust hangers too to throw on this. We're just gonna put some silicone grease in there so they're all nice and lubed up. Silicone grease! That's the name of my new band. Oh, nice, thank you.
That guy on there.
There we go. Might need to cut the tow hook off. Yeah, let's just cut it. That's cars. That's a big ass muffler. First look, looks great. Bring her down. Oh, I think we're gonna be good.
Yeah, we're good.
Right here, the passenger quarter panel, that's the shot. You got your shiny wheels, the shiny muffler. I'm very happy right now. All right, so today is our last day. We have to finish up our exhaust and we have to start on our interior. So while Kyle's out getting the exhaust flanges that we need, we're gonna start taking out the seats so that we can get our new bucket seats in there. I hope no plastic clips break. I'm gonna do my best. I'm in a little bit of a rush. All right, so to take our seats out, we're also gonna take the steering wheel out as well. But before we do that, we gotta disconnect the battery because safety first. Look at that trusty little C18. You don't really need a lot of power in these cars to have a lot of fun. That's why I like them so much. See, a GTR, you got a big engine that makes a lot of power, and you know what? More power equals more problems, which equals more money. Why would I do that when I can just have fun with this little guy? All right, there we go. All right, so now that's disconnected, we can work safely on the interior. There we go. This is probably one of my favorite little things to do on a car, because it's just so easy. Let's see if this actually pops off. All right, when you're taking your steering wheel out, you wanna just make sure you leave the nut on there, so that when you pull back and try and get this thing off, you don't smack your face. There we go. Nice. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so we got the steering wheel out. That's gonna give us a lot more room to get these seats out.
It's time.
Give me that. Okay. I don't want to scratch the fucking door jamb, please. I'm good. I'm falling out.
All right, fine.
You got it?
I'll take it.
Thank you. Oh, not much dirt under here. Japanese currency. There we go. Nope. I got it. It's a pretty nice seat. So because we're not only just putting some seats in, we're also putting a short shifter into this car, we gotta take out the center console as well. We gotta take off this old shift knob. Now you might think, wow, that's a pretty nice shift knob. That's Nismo, love that stuff. Well, this is not a real Nismo shift knob. This is a reproduction. I like the authentic stuff. I like to hunt down my shift knobs, like I'm on a safari. There we go, there we go. The first person to hit me up, I'll give you the shift knob. Shoot me a DM. To get this center console out, I gotta take this surround out, which I'm not looking forward to because if you know S13s, you know that this is one of the pieces that breaks the most. So I'm gonna take my time with it, I'm not gonna rush it, and just be careful. Oh God. Ooh, okay. Woo! All right, nice. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
There we go.
We're gonna get rid of the shifter. I mean, this thing is old, crusty, and the bushings just don't feel as taut anymore. So, we got this Nismo short shifter that's gonna give us a positive shifting experience, and it's gonna feel that much more taut. So let's get started. Okay. Nurse, snap ring pliers. Thank you.
You pull it out. There you go. And you can just pull it straight up.
No, you can't. Quiet, nurse. Nurse rag. All right, so holding that whole shifter in was just this one snap ring, and thank God for Kyle having these snap ring pliers. I mean, they're so good. If you have good tools, it makes working on cars 10 times easier. Time to get this bad boy back in. Ooh. Woo! This is feeling way better than that old shifter. I mean, already 10 times better. That was such an easy short shifter to install. These cars are just easy to work on. Now that we got our shifter installed, one thing that's really important when it comes to S chassis is drifting them. Now, most people, they go for a hydraulic. I don't want to do that. I like the e-brake. I've always liked the street style of having an e-brake. So I got this handy dandy little thing. You're probably wondering, what the hell is this mushroom looking ass button? Well, it's a drift button. So you put this little button on your e-brake so that it doesn't lock in position when you're drifting around a corner. But we gotta take the e-brake cover off, which is gonna be kind of a pain, I think. Got it.
Good boy. See this little tab here.
That's holding the spring in.
There's a spring that's right up here. And so that spring is pushing against this plastic button, keeping it pushed up, allowing the locking mechanism to keep locking. So all we want to do, I'm gonna stick the flathead screwdriver. You hear?
Yeah, I heard
that's
it.
that side of the spring. Jim, you want to do?
Yeah.
You want to do this side?
Just two boys playing with springs. There it did. There it do.
Put the cover back on. There you go, Jim. If you just leave it in,
That's just you
so
can.
now you can control your e-brake.
Okay.
And then if you're parking, push it out, pull it up, and
Whoa.
then that's your normal parking brake.
That's great.
Yeah. you're
That's
good.
sweet.
Yeah, so you're all good.
Now we just got to get the center console back in,
Everything back together.
and then we can put the seats in.
Good to go.
Put some tape on. That's fine. That's as best as it's gonna be. This is gonna make me nervous.
All right.
Nice. Well, now there's no shift knob. Good thing I got one. Got this Cosma Auto shift knob. These are new to the market, I believe. I don't think many people have seen these yet. So Kyle actually sells these shift knobs at Pro Shop Noble. These are really cool. One reason that they're really cool and unique is that they're not made from Delrin. They're not leather. They're actually a very durable rubber. I really like how it feels, and I really like how the look of it will be. Okay, so this shift knob has a thread insert, so we need to throw that on first, and then we want to snug it up just a little bit. And then pop it over. We take our trusty Allen bolt, pop it in the top, and then we just tighten this guy down. There we go. That feels sick. I really like this. And it's only gonna feel better with our next modification. Get the seats ready! All right, so our OEM seats are in immaculate condition, but I don't think they're gonna be the best when I'm going around those corners at high speed. So, I got these Brid Zeta 2 seats. They're the Herman Miller of bucket seats. Look at them, they're vintage. These are in super good condition. I mean, the fabric has no discoloration, the stitching's intact. So I got these from my buddy Jacob over at Get Japan. If you need anything imported from Japan, he's your guy. He's a friend of mine, he's a friend of Donut. I'm super happy with these. I love how they look. I can't wait to throw them in the car. To get them mounted, we gotta go get some seat rails. And I think they actually stock them at the local convenience store. Let's go. That was easy. Yummy. So we got our seat rails. Now we just need to do some assembly, and then we can put the seats in the car. All right, so we got our seat rails loosely put together. We're gonna install them into the car first, and then put the bucket seat in first. That's so we can adjust stuff. Now for the inner seat rail, you have to mount this piece to the transmission tunnel. One really cool thing about Brit is they actually include these shims so that you can fit the rail perfectly to the car. Bread. That's so cool. I'm gonna open my door and I can look down there and see bread. All right, it's seat time. Uh-oh, the holes don't line up. I goofed up. I accidentally put the wrong bracket on the wrong side. It happens to the best of us. I'm gonna fix it right now. All right, seat's going back in. Oh. Now the holes should all line up. Sometimes you just gotta let your sous chefs do the cooking for a bit. Bucket seats are in and they're fully adjusted. I think they're gonna be in a good position. There's only one way to check. You gotta give it a little butt review. Oh yeah. This is gonna be really good. I feel good. But there's one thing missing. A steering wheel. And what better steering wheel to have than a steering wheel crafted by the Drift King himself, Keiichi Tsuchiya. This is a K-Office Keiichi model steering wheel. I can already feel our brain vibes connecting. Kind of like how I'm gonna connect to these corners on the mountain road. All right, so to connect our steering wheel, we got our Works bell hub. Ooh, look at that. All right, nurse, apply the grease. So we're adding this grease to the back of our hub because this spot right here, that's our electrical point for our horn, and we want that to always be in contact. So this grease is so that doesn't wear down and doesn't scratch up the hub. Gotta make sure it's all centered. There we go. We got a nice new crush washer and nut. We're gonna throw those on, and then we're gonna set it to 22 foot-pounds because we want this thing to be nice and snug, and we don't want it to go flying off on us when we're hitting the corners. Our hub's on. We could put the steering wheel on, but I want to be able to take the steering wheel off when I get in and out of the car. So, to match our work spell hub, I got a work spell quick release. Look how nice that is. All right, so with the work spell, we want to make sure that both of our dots line up. I just need to now put the hardware in. All right, so I'm tightening up my bolts. You might notice I got some painter's tape, just because I don't want to scratch the surface of this quick release. I want it to be nice and tidy. I spent good money on these parts. I don't want to have scratches on them. I take care of my things, okay? Now we got our steering hub side. We're going to connect it to our steering wheel. Now we just need the hardware. I'm just really excited that I get to put a ton of cool parts on this car that I've always dreamed about and really enjoy this car. All right, so we wired up our horn button, slip fit it in. There we go. Kind of. Wait, is it broken?
Yeah, it's missing a leg. Somebody broke it off and then sent it to you that way. But basically, the horn button's supposed to have 3 prongs on the back that would fit into the bore and then apply pressure. One of them is missing, so that's why it won't. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
Go on, they said. You'll find cool stuff, they said. All I found is misery! Let's go into the operating room. All right, and with our horn button in, it's time to finally mount the steering wheel. But we still can't drive the car yet because we need to get the exhaust on. But thankfully, Kyle went out, got the exhaust parts, so now we just need to send this sucker sky high and get that exhaust on there. All right, so the final piece of the puzzle is to get this muffler connected to our catalytic converter right here. Kyle's gonna lay down some absolute dimes, and then we can finally take this thing out for a drive. All right, the exhaust is on. This thing looks phenomenal. I'm ecstatic. I'm beside myself right now. This thing looks so f***ing sick. This is my car. This is my car. I get to drive this. We gotta fire it up. We put the exhaust on. We haven't even fired it up yet. Let's fire it up. I'm ready to take it out for a drive, but there's one thing left. Get it on the car. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. All right, so first driving impressions. This thing is awesome. I mean, in 3 days, we pretty much turned this economy car into a well-tuned sports car. And tuning, it doesn't necessarily mean messing with the engine. We tuned a lot of things on this. We tuned the suspension, we tuned the interior, we kind of tuned the differential. Speaking of the differential, the welded differential isn't that bad in this car. I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, but Kyle did a great job. And I mean, with our wheel and tire combo, I think it helps that they're a little bit meatier, so you really don't hear that chirping when you go in and out of the driveway. I haven't heard it yet, and I don't think I'll be hearing it at all. I gotta be honest, this was a really back to basics build. We tuned what was only necessary for this car. We changed how this car drives. This thing feels 10 times better now. I'd argue to say this might be the best driving car I've ever owned. Better than some Miatas, honestly. Don't tell Bob Hall that, by the way. I could see him coming to my house, and he might repossess my Miatas, which I don't want. You can go into any corner, and the car just feels so planted. And the exhaust, It sounds so good. There's a lot of people to thank for this video happening. I gotta thank Kyle at Pro Shop Noble and Michael for joining me and helping me. And I gotta thank Alex, the director of this video. I gotta thank everyone over at Apexi for hooking us up with the suspension. And I gotta thank you guys, most of all, because without you guys, we wouldn't be making cool videos. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.